breastfeed. So this is not merely about creating knowledge. As a patient of Narayan Netralaya, and I come here both in my capacity as a tribute.
You are constantly feeding your body almost every 2 hours some amount of carbohydrates. The insulin remains very high, and invariably we develop what is called insulin resistance. The solution is what is called low carb, healthy fat diet. One other thing that you can do is what's called intermittent fasting. Of course, we cannot neglect exercise. Exercise is absolutely important.
Basically a diabetic from last 30 years, and I was taking on just a medication. I started doing the research around the world, and during my research, Narayan Netralaya, where there are RDC course, that's a realce of diabetic, I somehow got inspired by the journey of Dr. Bujanga Shetty sir's. Just going through his inspirational talks, I decided to start following this diet.
ಇದನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಇದು ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇದು ರೈಸ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಬೇಡ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಅ day-to-day basis and you will see the miracle happen. I just hope you will follow it and get yourself rid of diabetes. Thank you.
Because I try to give back to society is not for the sake of making money. It is purely giving back to society.
This video truly made us feel that Shetty sir so kindly.
Maybe around 380 or 400. A lot of doctors friends of mine, including myself. And if you really go back and they open a textbook of Davidson, Harrison, so it was such disregard to it. So that's why the Egyptian medicine and our medicine, the Ayurveda, which looked at
Sir, come little friend, madam, come that side. Come that side.
The book is very heavy, so maybe smaller.
Here. Madam, come closer. Sir, come in the center. Ayo, Ram Ram.
From where Dr. Bujanga Shetty left off, when he spoke about how much of what we are today do we owe to the environment, and how much of what we are today we owe to our genes. And he spoke about that in the context of diabetes. The New York Times today has an article titled Longevity. How much of it do we owe to our environment and how much of it do we owe to our genes? And it begins with the story of a doctor, 100 years of age. And then she said with a chuckle that all the doctors who were treating me had passed away at least a decade before I decided to now become old. But this was obviously an aberration of a healthy lifestyle. But then if you look at society today, you realize that in this quest for an urban lifestyle and the emulation of the affluent life, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me, that someone who began behind his his times. That was because of where he belonged to and where he came from. A scene of knowledge of food consumption, of lifestyles, which show when that will see the light of the day. That's sufficient for all of us to remind ourselves that, like sugar,
something in our life may all be Dr. King Bujanga. In 40 years, he painfully discovered that while the drug is also part of many problems, one of its major negative consequences is that every year in India alone,